It's very interesting that there is a natural cycle of responses to the threat. So when you have a stimulation, the body reacts. The first thing it does is orient. Where is the threat coming from? Where is that stimulation coming from? How intense is that? How do I deal with that? A sound, a light, or an inner sensation in the body? Anything that breaks the homeostasis, the stability of the body, requires attention. And that attention, is already a response of the nervous system that will somehow mobilize the functions of attention, the eyes, the perception, the the adrenaline, the hormones, the heartbeat, the breathing. So all those systems get involved into orienting one. Once you orient, you have to deal with what you perceived. And that leads us to build a response. So that response is energy that construct and builds this, what am I going to do with that? Once you have that formed in your body, you've got to perform that response. So you might run away, you might fight, you might slow down. Anyway, you act the response that you built from the pre-behavior, the initiation of the response, until the actual execution of the response. If you're able to respond, then the whole stress, the whole charge that was used to build that action goes away and gets reintegrated into the body. So therefore you perform, you deal with the situation, and we come back to our default state. But the minute, that this response cannot complete itself, it stays anchored in the body. And that energy continues endlessly to be present. So the runaway that did not complete, the fight that did not complete as well. So they stay in the body as a potential action. And that requires stress, requires more hormones, requires vigilance. We are still in the incompletion of the threat response cycle. And that's why, that energy that stays held in the body will ultimately begin to create symptoms. And those symptoms can be physical, they can be psychological, psychosomatic. So they are adaptations, which are organizations of that energy, still trying to protect the body from further disorganization. So that's why, that energy, neurological energy that was elicited and not completed, may be something that will end up becoming a post-traumatic stress disorder. So in October, you're almost welcome if you want to join us into this adventure. It's a beautiful training that lasts, 3 years, 2 modules a year, but in which every module, you deepen the material and you get to understand this methodology much better.